Hi there everyone, it's Denise from Essential Wellness. So today is, let me see, it's Tuesday the 29th of July. I think it's 29th, or it could be 30th of July, 2019. I'm here at Essential Wellness. It is 7:25 in the evening. Everybody's gone home and I'm here. I've just finished having a bowl of unfried rice and it is steaming hot. I'm just going to go home and dump my stuff off at the house, and then I'm going to go and do a walk around to some of the gyms. So I just want to talk about my life here in China and the work that I do. Yesterday it was an interesting situation where I have my co-teacher, Mandy. She's Chinese, she's heavily pregnant at the moment. We got into quite a warm discussion about the work that I'm currently doing, which is focusing on whole food, plant-based, no oil. To my knowledge, there are not many other people doing this here in China. There are some Chinese people, but I don't think that there are any foreigners. I think I may be the only foreigner here. We do have someone from the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine who comes over, James Xu. He has been doing that for the last 3 years. He's quite popular. He's quite well known in vegan circles. So, he's definitely making a lot of progress here. We live in Ningbo. He's been here a couple of times. I have not seen him here in Ningbo. We're planning our own conference in October. And that was what the heated discussion was about. When the two vegan chefs that work here, Xiaopan and Xiaobei, they rent one of the rooms upstairs. And I heard that I was continuing to go and organise the conference in October. They were very concerned about whether I would make money, whether I would end up with the financial responsibility. They're very anxious about a whole lot of things. You see, being vegan in China doesn't seem to be very profitable, and being whole food, plant-based, no oil is very threatening to people who are vegan, who are struggling to make money in it. So I've never been a person that's been someone who's just done what is expected of them my whole life. I've just gone ahead and done what I believe to be the right thing to do. I started the first IB school, international IB school here in Ningbo. My children didn't have a school. Of course, that's what a mother does. And that was in 2002, and sold it, moved on. Now I have Essential Wellness, and I can see a great need for education in whole food, plant-based, no oil eating, because China is just in ill health because people are living on Wai Mai, which is takeout. You can buy a whole meal for about 8 renminbi. They have specials, and that's like about $1 US, maybe a little bit more, $1.20, and it's just crap. It's complete crap. And of course they eat it because it's cheap, and it's tasty, but it's really not good for you, and there are just so many health problems. My biggest concern is actually the children, because the children are consuming foods that their parents didn't consume at their age. And the children are going to get illnesses far earlier than their parents are, basically. The dairy industry is over here in a force. I just recently watched Dr. Bernard talking about the dangers of dairy. In it, he was explaining how the dairy industry has infiltrated, has paired with the government in America to promote dairy products, particularly cheese, in a lot of fast foods. And that's exactly what's happening over here as well. And people are getting heavily addicted to it. So it's a big concern of mine, because this is a trend that China is going in. It's not like what the China study was, the book by Colin Campbell. China is not like that. It has changed. It's 40 odd years later. people are wealthier, they're able to afford things that they couldn't afford, and they just indulge in so many ways that is really not good for them. So anyway, the big discussion was that why was I doing this? I didn't have any students. I have actually 7 students. Hi guys. They're all foreigners. They're in various states of compliance, as you would expect. I am an integrated medical coach, whole food, plant-based, no oil. I don't have a mentor over here, so I'm just like flying blind. That's all I can do. I've got what you might call an apprentice or a co-coach. Her name's Monica. Hi, Monica. And anyway, Monica's planning to move to Ningbo shortly, so we're going to be working together. And that's good for me because I think I really need someone to work with. It's very lonely. And I find I'm constantly at loggerheads with people who are telling me, for my own good, what they think I should do with my life. And they say, oh, it's too hard, just go back home to Brisbane, Australia. You know, don't worry about it. You know, the Chinese will be fine, yeah, whatever. But the reality is, and I keep saying this over and over again, is even if the whole world went plant-based and cleaned up their act, China didn't. Well, we're just a third of the population. You do the math. So even though there are people over here doing things like Xu Jiaobo, James Xu from PCRM, and others, it's not enough. It really isn't enough. It's not moving fast enough. And yes, you could say that Chinese government might step in and sort of, you know, put taxes on things or restrictions or whatever, but I can't see that because it might happen a bit, but I don't really see it happening fast enough. And the Chinese have this habit of government makes a law and then everybody sort of goes around it and find a way to get around it. So that's pretty Chinese. So what I'm doing is I'm running whole food, plant-based, no oil workshops, 28-day immersion programs. I've had 2 groups go through. The first one we did 6 weeks. The second one we did a weekend. Tried from one extreme to the other, you know, long period of time, short period of time. Yeah, I let the first group repeat it the second time, and I'll let both groups repeat it when I get to the 4th group, because my next group, which starts in a day or so, is with, it's Chinese. I've set it up so that it's for Chinese. I have books, textbooks. I've just bought the China Study cookbook. I'm ordering Banana's book, How to Reverse Heart Disease. I've got Dr. Esselstein's book. I think it's on the way. I think I bought it. Oh, no, sorry. Both Dr. Bernard and Dr. Esselstein's books are quite expensive, so I'm actually going to get them secondhand in Chinese. So those are going to be the textbooks for the students. However, I have a lot of Chinese people who are of the level that really need this program. A lot of them are women, and a lot of them can't read and write. So there's a lot of women over the age of about 45 who didn't receive an education. So they may have a little bit of literacy, but a very large percentage of them don't. So, okay, I thought about this. I even had today, someone had said to me in one of the group chats that I'm in on WeChat, that they had an IE, which is a housekeeper, who was very interested in learning how to eat healthy plant-based. And they asked me about, you know, could I make some recommendations for who to go to? Well, the thing is that there's not many resources out there. And also, if there are some in Chinese, I don't know them. And I suspect that what she really needs is she needs sort of the guidance that not a one-on-one, but a small group could provide her. Because we're in Ningbo, there's a lot of cooking techniques that you have to learn. There's a whole lot of things you can learn in a very short period of time. Otherwise, you're sort of struggling. You can take a year to learn a whole lot of these things. Or you can come in and learn it in about 28 days. So there's a possibility that this housekeeper, woman of about 50, will join us. I also have my own housekeeper. She's been with me for 7 years. She's going to join, and she doesn't have an education either. Then I have 3 other people, my roommate, and two of my co-teachers, Mandy and Candice, are joining the class. Mandy has a mother-in-law who has health problems but refuses to change. So I encourage Mandy to join the class, and I'm going to be running the class for these people. And, you know, it's my first time. And I think that unless I do it, I won't know how to do it. And, you know, am I scared? No, I'm not scared. I'm just determined. I don't have time to be scared. Shortly when I finish making this video, I'm going to go, as I said, I'm going to go home, and then I'm going to go to the gyms, and I'm going to speak to the trainers there. I have to say I suck at marketing. Yeah, I really suck at marketing. I'm a bit sucky at making YouTube videos, but I'm getting better. If you go back through some of my other ones, you know, I've definitely improved. Don't really know how to edit them properly, but I'm getting there. So I will get there soon. But when it comes to the course, you know, I looked at myself and I thought I could wait until Monica gets here, and then we'll do it together. And then I thought, well, Monica's arriving in September. It's 2 months away. No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. Even if I make mistakes, even if it's not as good as I would like it to be, I'm going to do it. The same thing happened with the first and second courses that I ran, which were both in English. So Dr. McDougall has a picture book, some lovely pictures in a Chinese subtitle. The whole book comes in Chinese. So I'll be using some of the materials in that. And I won't say dumbing it down because that's disrespectful to the two ladies who don't have an education, but I will be making it simple. I definitely will be keeping it simple. And it's going to be challenging because I will have to pitch it at two levels. You know, Mandy and Candice and Fran are university educated, young females in their 20s, late 20s. And the two housekeepers are in their late 40s, early 50s. Huge difference, socioeconomic, education, the whole thing, but bringing them together and showing them how to make this food. It should cause me to grow in both my Chinese language, my skills as a coach, and also hopefully as a whole food plant-based, no oil advocate. The more I do this, the more I learn. Very rapid learning slope. The marketing side of things is a bit of a way. Am I being paid for this? Next one. Yeah, so that was what the argument was about. You know, they were saying, well, you know, you're not charging for it. And it's like, I will charge those who are able to afford it and who decide to come in. And I've left it open. I've said, you know, this course we need bumps on seats so that we can get started. And my housekeeper, who struggles financially, she supports her husband and her son. Says, don't even ask me to go. She doesn't really have the money, or she would probably not spend the money on something like this. Not that I'm asking a huge amount of money, but it's still a significant amount. And she would probably not do it if I did charge her, even if I charged her price. So I told her she goes for free. Just with the expectation she will give me a bit of a hand, and she knows that, you know, like cleaning up and stuff like that, and helping me do the shopping. So anyway, as I'm working through all of this, my co-teachers around me, like one hand, the one's coming in and doing a course, and the other one's sort of saying, well, you're not charging them for it. You know, how are you going to survive? This is a big problem. I mean, I've asked on several forums, you know, on Facebook and other areas, you know, I'm looking for a sponsor, I'm looking for people to support me, looking for even a freaking mentor, okay? I've asked so many people, and it's like, yeah, nothing happens. So anyway, I'm just keeping going ahead. I seem to be making just enough money to pay the rent, pay everybody else's wages, except mine. And just, I keep on going because I know that this is really important. I did meet online someone called Teacher Lee. He's in Beijing. He does the same sort of thing. I think he runs a vegan restaurant. He, just from the sound of his voice, he's well educated. He sounds rich. I know this sounds funny, But when you're talking to Chinese people, sometimes just by the sound of the voice, you go, yeah, they got money. I don't know what it is. It's just what it is. It's kind of like that snobby sort of, you know, Tommy accent of wealthy upper class people in England, I guess. Anyway, so he seems like a nice enough guy. He's doing really well. He runs 28-day online immersion programs, and in Chinese, of course, because he's Chinese. And he charges less money than I charge, but I do face-to-face, and I do hands-on classes, and it's food and taste testing and everything like that. So anyway, he's doing well. And I said to him, would you please be my mentor? Please, please, please be my mentor. And he agreed. So hopefully I can get the money together to go up to Beijing and talk to him and learn from him. I'm very good at making salad dressings. I guess coming from Brisbane, you know, we eat salad a lot, so I want my dressings to be tasty. I also like to use probiotics in my salad dressing. So just over here, I've got some cashew, oatmeal yogurt, sort of fermenting, sort of bubbling up quite nicely, actually. And by the way, if you make oat milk, you know how it sort of separates sometimes? If you mix it with cashews, like cashew cream in the blender, so it's almost half-half, it stays more solid. It doesn't separate, so you can make yogurt out of it. It's quite okay. I find sometimes the oat milk yogurt, it separates. So put some nuts in it. It's fine. Back on track. As I was saying, you know, the financial concerns are an issue, but I'm just going to keep on going. And I'm looking for mentors and show me what to do. So I'm hoping that Mr. Lee, Dr. Lee, can give me some hints and tips. And also the other thing is we've got the conference coming, and that's the thing that sort of, how do you say, how do I do that? How do I do the marketing for it? Since I suck at marketing, and I'm in almost a hostile type environment. To be perfectly honest, a lot of the foreigners here, I'll put it this way, I don't think I'm their favourite person. I'm a lovely person, but I don't think that I'm their favourite person, because the person who tells the truth is often not the person that's liked. And if you know the story, the story of truth and lies, I read it this morning. Apparently, truth and lies. I think it's a Greek or a Roman story. Truth and lies were out walking, and they came across a well, you know, lovely cold water. It's a hot day, and lies said to truth, you know, let's go for a swim, and in the water. And truth was like a little bit suspicious. And lies walked over and she felt the water and she said, oh, it's lovely, it's just the right temperature. And the truth just like, you know, you're a liar. So yeah, she went over and she felt the water. Okay, this is actually quite nice. So they took off their clothes, they got in the well and swimming around in the water. And all of a sudden, truth turned her back and lies got out of the water and she grabbed truth's clothes and dressed in those and went away. So Truth was horrified. She had no clothes. She got out of the well, and as she's walking around trying to get home, she's completely naked, and everybody's like, wanting to look at her. So horrified and embarrassed. You know, there's Truth in her nakedness, and lies wandering around in Truth's clothes, pretending to be the truth. Now, that's why people don't like the truth. That's the myth behind it, you know. So that's how I see myself here in Ningbo, as someone who is confronting to a lot of people. So yeah, sadly, I'm much more accepted outside of Ningbo, but in Ningbo, I think people do listen to me, but they don't necessarily like to hear what I have to say. So I'm a little bit concerned about how we're going to get this conference up and running, but in the Chinese community, that's a different matter. So my biggest challenge now is that I need to find a way to get into places where the sick people are. Because quite frankly, a lot of the foreigners are simply not sick enough, or those who are sick are too stubborn to come and do something about it. which is perfectly okay. A number of them have said that they'd rather die than change their diet, which is actually going to happen. Mandy's mother-in-law said that she'd much rather die than change her habit. So, okay, well that's an option. That's your choice, you know. I hope you don't mind the suffering that you probably go through before you die, but you know, it was your decision. But what I would like to do is I'd like to find people who have serious degenerative diseases, you know, foodborne illnesses, and have them come and try this program. Now, I don't care if they're Chinese or not Chinese. I just want people, but because the Chinese are obviously a government group, it's probably more likely to find these people. So anyway, if anybody's got any ideas, if anybody is in contact with Dr. Bernard, Dr. Gregor, Dr. Esselstyn, Dr. Dougal, or any of those people out there, or even Pam Popper, and can help me and give me some ideas how to go out there and get marketing done, because people are not going to trust me until I can prove that I can do this. And it's not actually me doing this. I'm just guiding people. They do it themselves. But I have to find these people and show them how to do it so that they can do it themselves. So if anybody out there can help me, please just put comments in the comment section and subscribe and do all those things that everybody who's a YouTuber say that you have to do. I don't have something up there that you press, and I think you've got to go down the bottom and just press the subscribe thing, which is fine. And just one last point is that, yeah, I would love to be able to go over to America. I would love to be able to do the PCRM Food for Life course. I would love to be able to do the eCornell nutrition course with, you know, through Dr. Campbell's one. I would love to go and train at Dr. McDougall's, go there, and any of those, any and all of those above. So if anybody is interested in helping, throwing money at me, or helping to take a very white Australian woman in China, take them over there and train them and support her in her work here, then I would be really grateful. So anyway, I think I'll wrap up there. My doggies are waiting for me at home, and so is my cat Squeak. And I need to go and see some trainers, managers at the gyms to see if I can convince them into helping me find some people. So wish me luck.